You know what's the biggest illusion when it comes to money? You think that people pay you. You think that there's a market, you think that there's economy, you think that you get paid by clients or by your boss, depending on what you do, right? But I want you to listen to this carefully. The only person on this planet who is deciding how much money you have in your life is you. This is a deep one. Think about this. You are the only one who is deciding. And other people, whether that's your clients, your boss, they are just like couriers who are delivering the cash to your bank account, right? I have a couple of points that I want to talk about in this video to explain the metaphysics, the spiritual definition of money. So let's start with the thing number one, and I'm gonna keep repeating that in every single video, right? Because this is the fundamental principle of this reality. Everything that you see, the whole reality, you as a person, this world, the universe, the space, the planets, right? Literally anything. It is all mental. It is all mental. It is frozen consciousness. I'm not gonna go too deep into like how the reality was created, because at this point I do not have the answer to this question. But let me give you this point. If reality is mental, like everything that you see outside, right, is just basically like a hard drive, or we could call this a simulation. Whatever analogy you like the most, but the outside reality is a literal reflection of your internal state, what you believe about yourself, what you believe about the world, what you believe about money, other people, and so on and so on and so on. Because there's no fundamental difference between a homeless person and, say, a millionaire, right? On a fundamental level, they are all the same, right? They are all the same. But the only difference is the mental state, right? So a billionaire that I just described, he or she decided that I deserve everything that I want. Say like my hour costs $1 million, right? Just like a random example, just to illustrate the point. And then the other guy, like the homeless person, decided that, well, the world is unfair, right? And he put himself into this teeny tiny little box where he's homeless, where he is not able to get money, and so on and so on. Like whatever is the situation, I want you to look at this as a cool metaphor, which just, reflects how most people live. So if you have a business, if you have a career, and it doesn't really matter what you do, right? Because the principles are universal, and this is why I love Hermetic principles so much, because it's basically like a set of rules and principles, and once you understand them, then you have all the tools, all the capability to create any reality that you want. So now back to the homeless person, right? So they have decided to live in this reality, right? And the only reason they see that outside is because it is their mental state, right? Now let's talk about the couriers, right? Why other people are the couriers who are, say, delivering money to you, right? It's like a very simple, silly metaphor, but anyway. So when you get paid by someone, say that's a client, your boss, but let's use a client because that's a little bit more interesting. So you think that you get paid by the other person, but in reality, it's just a reflection of your intention, of your decision, your mental state, which For example, when you say that I allow myself to own like this business, I deserve to be paid like millions, I deserve everything that I want just because, for the sole fact of my existence, right? So other people paying you, it is the reflection, it is like a materialization of your internal state, that you have decided that I am worthy to get paid like this crazy amount of money, or I am worthy to own this amazing business, or have this career, or whatever is the thing that you want, right? But the moment that you say have a block, maybe you are not like confident, you have some, I don't know, let's call this limiting beliefs, or like anything that goes against the reality that you want, right? So it is an act of creation. Any, how most people call it, limiting beliefs that you have about yourself, it is not limiting beliefs that you have, let's say about the money, because we are talking about the money. If you think that it is hard to scale your business right now, then it is gonna be hard just because you decided so. Every word is the act of creation. And I use this analogy quite a lot in my videos. Every word is like writing a code. So you want to check the thoughts that you have, right? You want to observe the ideas that you allow inside your mind, right? So just to give you this another example, you know, let's say you are selling a product, and if you are on a call with someone, the moment that you feel like maybe pressure, maybe not confident enough, you name it, right? The person on the other side will instantly feel that, right? So let me say this again. You are the one who decides how much you get paid, because you are the only one who can decide how much you are worthy to have, like how worthy you are and how much you deserve to have. You are literally the only one. So why are you making it complicated for yourself? Why are you creating this illusion of limitation? Why are you creating this illusion of scarcity, right? So unfortunately, the way that most people think about money, they think that it's like the classic one, right? You've been taught that in school, in university. It's like the classical marketing and the economy, right? It's the operating system for slaves, right? You need to earn the money, work hard, sacrifice, all that garbage, right? So most people think that, again, you have to deserve, that you have to earn, that you have to put in time, effort, right? That there's a prerequisite in order for you to get what you want. But it's so far away from the truth. It has nothing to do with the actual design of this reality. And think about this. It's like this approach is for someone who is begging. Think about this. If you need to earn money, if you need to earn like the right to charge more for your business, if you need to like do something in order to get the result, if that's the prerequisite, you are a beggar. You are begging the reality to give you something. But if you are begging, it just indicates that you do not have it. And it is not just about money. It's about everything. Literally everything. You can take anything in this reality. If you desperately want something, you're not gonna get it because you need it, because you are desperate, right? That's the thing. And if you want to change it, the only thing that requires for you to actually go from the position of a beggar, and you can be like, you can be pretty successful, right? An entrepreneur, business owner, you can have a pretty good career, you can have, you know, a good amount of money in your bank account, but if you're still operating from this scarcity, from this beggar mentality, well, my friend, you're not gonna achieve what you want, because simply because you are the one who is blocking yourself from the reality that you want to experience. And now, if we take the metaphysical definition of money, right, the approach, the first thing that you want to do is you just decide, you know what, I am worthy of everything that I want. I deserve to experience any reality that I want, whether that's a specific amount of money, maybe some success in my career, whatever, right? We are talking about money in this video, right? The idea is, first, you claim it because the reality is mental. So now you're writing the code to your reality. Hey, like, I am worthy of having a successful business. I deserve to get paid a lot. And you're the one who's going to decide it, right? So first, you claim it. You write a code to the reality because it is mental. And then the physical reality will reflect it in, sometimes it's in a way you couldn't even imagine, right? This is what's interesting. So stop controlling, stop looking for proof. Like, oh, like, I made a decision. Why do you not see that in my reality yet? Because you are desperate. You are desperate, bitch. You make a decision and that's it. You don't have to look for proof. And this is where most people get it wrong, right? So they learn about manifestation, they learn about, hermetic principles, that reality is mental, they learn this, like, the woo-woo new age spirituality, right? All this stuff. And then they get no results because they are too desperate. They are too desperate to see a change. Oh, like, I made a decision in my mind. Why am I not seeing it? Again, because you are desperate. Stop relying on validation from the reality. The moment you stop needing the money, the thing that you want, whatever, right? You're gonna see that. So whether that's having more money in your business, scaling your business, whatever, right? So let's summarize everything I have. The last point: stop earning the money. You are the only one deciding how much material success you have in your business and in your career. If you are the only one, ask yourself this question: how much do I deserve to have? What do I deserve to have? Decide that you are worthy. And if you're not happy right now with where you at in your business, in your career, my friend, you are the only one. You are the only one who has the keys to changing your reality literally overnight. So claim it. And if you want to get paid to exist doing what you love, then check this video next.